We're live right now.
We're live.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Hey, I'm about to go to my page and share it. Let's see, I'm going to your page.
I'm almost there now. Come on, computer, catch up. And I don't know why, because I make it public from the get go, and they still don't accept the public
Okay, I
broadcast till we
see.
actually go. Let me see. You're gonna let me go live? Hold on, once it ain't let me make it public yet. Hold on, let me do it on my phone. It does it fast on my phone. There it is. Edit post, and you are ready to share it now. There it is. All right. Are you back?
Am I echoing or no?
No, you're fine. You're fine. Hi,
Yay!
Tonya. How you
Hi.
doing?
Hi, Thomas. I'm doing amazing. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How y'all doing? Y'all know this ain't no actual certified show of ours or anything, but my friend Tonya went live today, and we actually been talking about her trying to come on and talk with us on the show, but of course I do try to tone my tongue back a little bit when I talk on the phone with Tonya, because Tonya is a religious person, and I do respect my friends and their boundaries. So y'all will see me try to tone my language back a little bit today for Miss Tonya, for her, so that way we can try to get through this little. She got some questions that she won't answer, so we're gonna see if we can answer these questions between us today.
Yes. And if y'all excuse my banging, I am cooking, but I'm going to try to be as quiet as possible. So just while I go over there and rinse my potatoes, give them an introduction about what we're about to talk about, and I'll be back in about 15 seconds.
Um, Tanya was live a while ago, and she was just talking about some of the things that should definitely attract a man to a woman, and things that should attract a woman to a man, as far as catering to your man and catering to your woman, and be able to assess their needs and knowing what their needs are and how you can assess them, like cooking for them, running their bath water, whatever it might be. And you know, I mentioned on there that of course, people say our standards are too high now, but I believe that at 40, at the age we are in our 40s, our eyes have shown us so much that we're not willing to put up with certain things anymore, and it's because of our life experiences. And that I don't believe those standards should ever be considered low, because the reason why is because the shit that we went, excuse my language on that, but the shit that we went through before was the lowest stuff that we could ever go through. So for my standards can't be low. I don't want to lower my standards to that to accept that anymore. So that's where we're at. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna see, because Tanya also believes that a lot of men aren't wanting to commit anymore. And I'm gonna see if I can answer that question for Tanya before we get out this live today too, because she definitely said it. She said something. She don't believe that a lot of men are wanting to commit a lot now. Men are playing games. They're dating, and they're not wanting to commit. They're just wanting to have the fun and enjoy the dating scene, but not actually wanting to settle down and give you anything serious. Am I
Right.
correct, Tanya? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
You are absolutely correct, and that is what I've been experiencing with the men I've been meeting, and not only just the men I've been meeting, but as you know, I'm a hairdresser. Can you hear me okay? Because I got my headphones on.
Barely. It sounds a little bit mute. At first, I could hear you fine, but something made it like
Hold
muffled
on
a
a
little
minute.
bit. There it is. There it is.
Can you hear me? How's it now?
I can hear you fine now.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so what the thing is, and I do women hair every day. So what we're talking about, the thing that we realize is that these men don't want to commit. It's like 15-to-1 ratio. And so they feel like they're at the age, well, I'm talking about men in their 40s and 50s. And what I've been finding out is these men are damaged goods, and they've been through so much. Most of them have been through divorce. They're scared to trust again, or they're out here just having midlife crisis where they're at the age where they like, well, I was married before, I'm divorced now. Let me see what's out here. Let me date several women, and then finally, I'll find one or whatever. But they're not wanting to commit because they're getting all the everything they want from. They may have sex with this one woman. They may have like this. The next woman may be a spiritual woman. The next woman may stimulate them intellectually. This woman may stimulate him sexually. This woman may be his homegirl, and they don't want to commit to one woman because they have so many options out here, and they're like,
Well,
I
well, let me
just,
ask you a question. Let me ask you a question because I don't know your circumstances. I don't know none of your friends. Are they dating men that have been married and in serious relationships at some point in time?
yes, that's
Um,
yes.
let me ask you an honest question because I've done the marriage statistics rate. It's like 63% of the marriages that are divorced today, the original initial divorce contact, in other words, wanting a divorce, is initiated by the woman 63% of the time. Do you not believe that in our life, some of us men are looking at that and saying women are finding easy ways out of marriages? Because all men don't cheat. I'm not saying all men don't cheat, because I can't say that, but I can't say all men do cheat either. So what that's saying is every marriage isn't because they cheated. They're for different reasons. But with 37% of marriages are because men ask for divorce, but it's almost double with that when it comes to women. It's like 63% of the marriages that are divorcing because women are asking for divorces. And I find a lot of male friends of mine saying, why commit to a woman when she can easily walk away and take half of what I got, and she never really committed in the first place.
Wow. So that's what the men are saying. Well, I really don't feel like I don't feel like I don't feel like that's the case with what I've been listening to. Like I said, I listen to these women sitting in my chair crying about these brothers every freaking day. So, 5 days a week. It's at least one client in my chair talking about their relationship. And they're not talking about cheating. What they're saying is that some of these men are intimidated by the income that women are making now. And the brothers are saying these women don't want to submit. But it's like these brothers want us to submit to what? What do you I mean, I'm a submissive
Now
woman.
I will agree with you on that. Men, we do have to give women something to submit to.
Right,
But
right, right.
after being out here talking about relationships for the last 2 years, I have learned that this new era of women are way more masculine than the women in the past. With
Yes,
that being
yes, that's
hard,
true.
with that being said, that masculinity and that independence takes away sometimes from your submission.
That's true. It's driving these brothers crazy because these women don't want to cook. These women don't want to pay no bills. Like, I just, what I've been noticing is that these women are acting like brothers. Like,
Well, let
they
me let
just,
me let me first say this because you said something earlier. You said when you said and I'll be the first one to tell every woman I do agree with it. The easiest way to a man's heart is through his stomach. I will
mm-hmm,
agree with that. But I will say this: I know when I was out there on a dating scene, I was dating open, and I dated openly because I didn't want to be dating one person and
you
tie
say
that
dating
feeling.
open. Wait, what? You say dating open.
When I dated openly. I dated openly. I dated multiple people. I wasn't committing to one person, locking down dating with one person, letting my feelings get involved and overlook little things that I don't want to accept. You know, if it's something that I don't want to accept, I don't want to say, oh, I really like her and I like her here and I like her there and I can deal with that. I don't. See, that's what we do in relationships every day. We start dating one person and we have sex with them. The sex is good. We have a good little bit of conversation, but there's so many other things that we don't like about them, but we put up with them because guess what? We just want somebody to lay beside us warm next to at night. And we're not
See,
afraid to tell them that they don't. And we're not. The biggest thing is we don't communicate no more. Like when I was out there dating, a lot of women thought that was the way to my heart. I had women cooking for me, doing stuff for me, and I appreciate that because I do for a woman too. But that's not how you get me. Like I said, some women I did learn out there dating openly like that a lot of women try to find out what it is that they got to do to get you. And it's not that. You need to study me and get to really know me. When I got with Crystal, Crystal studied me and got to know me. She knew what she was dealing with before I said, hey, I want to take it to the next step. I didn't because I don't want her to submit to something that she really not committed to just because she likes me and she adores me and the sex is good.
okay. And it just depends on what you're looking for because when you go, okay, number one, when sex get involved, a soul tie is formed. Okay, I'm gonna take this biblically. A soul tie is formed when you start having sex with these people out of wedlock. And a lot of these people don't love each other. A lot of these people are caught up in lust. And I'll never forget this one preacher came to the Potter's house in the 90s and he said something that's very profound. This is true. I know this to be true. He said, lust will blind you, but marriage will open up both your eyes. Lust will blind you, but marriage will open up both your eyes. And a lot of things now with the singles is that when they start getting into bed with these people, having all this type of sex, the sex can be so good that they're blinded. They're not thinking about biblical principles. Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels, but these brothers were listening to Kevin Samuels, putting these women on a chart saying, well, she got to be a size 6, she got to have this many kids, and the dating standards have changed.
But see,
Thomas.
I think everybody heard Kevin Samuel wrong. He didn't say that it had to be those standards. He said those things, certain things, put notches against women's belts when we're out there dating. And it's honestly true, Tanya. Women don't want to accept what he says, but it's true. When we go out here dating in this world, if I see a woman that's 35, never been committed in a serious relationship, got 3 kids, I'm probably not looking for her for a serious relationship.
Why? Tell me why.
Because what her life has already showed me is she's afraid of commitment herself. And of course she's been promiscuous just like everybody else. With that being said, Kevin Samuel said something that nobody even paid attention to. He told everybody to stop being promiscuous, and nobody paid attention to it. He told all of us. He told us men too. He go back and look at his old story. He told us stop sleeping around. Stop allowing sex to lead you. Stop allowing sex to lead you into something that's destruction.
Exactly. Because that's where a lot of people get messed up. And I also read something. I read something that said, and this ain't, it's rarely. Everything is not like based on facts, but a majority of people said, it was a saying I saw somewhere. I don't know where I saw, Pinterest, Instagram, something, I don't know. But it said hearts are rarely broken when legs are kept closed. I was like, wow, that's deep. Because the women that I know that are not sleeping around,
you are muffled a little bit. You are a little low.
I'm muffled.
Can you cut your volume up?
Hold on, let me move my hair because I don't know where the mic is on these things.
I can hear you good when you put the headset off.
Can you hear me now?
It had to be your hair that was in the way. That's what it was. Because when you pulled it off, you could hear you right off the bat.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you perfectly clear.
Oh, you can? Okay, it was my hair. So
Tanya, let me ask you a question. How did you feel personally about Kevin Samuels?
I felt that his truth, some of the stuff he said was true, but I feel like his philosophy were not Christian based. They were not biblically based. And I'm a woman of God, and I want to date. Mm-hmm. I want to date in a godly way, and so all that size 2 and size 6.
Okay. Let me ask you. Let me ask you. I'm gonna line up some of his words in a different way, so that way you'll understand that it was biblically based. He told men, if you can't afford to take on a date, then you don't need to date. A man that don't eat, a man that don't work, don't eat.
Okay, that's true. But like I said, some of his stuff was true.
No, he just didn't listen. He just didn't say it biblically, so people didn't understand it. I understand it clearly because I'm a man of God, but I'm also a man of the world because that's what we live in. I have to understand that what he's trying to tell you. Listen, ladies, stop sleeping around with 4 or 5 different men. Stop having babies outside of wedlock and expecting a man to see your value.
Okay, that's true. Like I'm saying, he has some truth in it, but either. It's like lying a little bit. Either you can't lie a little bit. Either it's a truth or a lie. Now,
Tanya, but what did he lie about? See again, it was his opinion. Your opinion.
It was his opinion.
If you told me, Tanya, if you told me every dark skinned dude in the world is sexy to you, that's not a lie to you. That's you.
Okay, I'm not gonna base. Let's not base this on Kevin Samuels, but. Let's not base.
What I'm saying about Kevin Samuel was everybody was on him. Let me explain something to you. The reason why I have the problem with all the women's comments, because if you allow that man's opinion to really emulate to make you that upset on your value, then you don't know your own value.
He didn't make me upset because I didn't listen to him, but I heard him.
No, I'm not talking about you, but I am talking about the women that's out there because the reality of it is that's his opinion. God sets your standards and values. God is the one that said you are priceless, not him.
And
God made you priceless when you was born. You can't take man's word to go. I can tell you all day long that you ain't worth shit. But guess what?
No profanity. No profanity. Try not to.
I'm trying to. But I'm just telling you, like Tanya, like the world looks at it and they say, his delivery might not have been the way they wanted. But let me be honest. The biblical people have been delivering that message forever and they ain't been listening to him. So let's just give it to him raw and uncut is what Kevin Samuel said.
Okay, I'm not gonna talk about Kevin Stan. He dead. He gone. He left. He got out of here. He got out of here getting them a woman. But anyway, let's talk about relationships and let's talk about men that are not committed. Whether you're in the church, whether you're out of the church, whether you're saved, whether you're unsaved. These Negroes are okay. Let me ask you this: what made you your fiance? Her name is Crystal, right?
Yep.
Let me ask you this: after all
What made me go and commit to her?
right?
I'm for. So that way we understand. Men, because you said earlier you think it's like 15-1, and when you said that, I think you was meaning 15 women would prefer to get married versus one man. Am I right?
15, like it's no, not the not prefer to get married. When I say 15-1, I mean it's like for every one male, there's 15 women.
Yeah. Well, let me say this. I can't speak about guys under 35, but the majority of us guys that are over 35 that still believe in relationships. Again, I have to categorize things for folks. Those of us that still believe in relationship, us men, we do want to commit. We do want a relationship. But after dating, again, I told you I was dating openly, so I can say it because I dated multiple women, so I can say it looking at different women's views and seeing how they came for me to try to get me to commit. Because every one of them wanted me to commit. Every one of them would have gave me a relationship, and that's the honest truth, you know. But the reality is, you know, this is one thing that I want women to understand. It is nothing personal. I won't die. Nothing personal. Please don't take. I'm not taking no stabs at women. Women always believe they're perfect for certain men, but obviously he don't believe you're perfect for him. And you can't take that personal. You can't take that personal when he doesn't see that value in you. Somebody else will, though, because you're built for somebody. You're just not built for him. See, what we try to do is we try to fit everybody inside of a fit box, and that don't work. You got what? Oh my God, my phone is beeping. I should have put do not disturb before I came on because they be trying to come talking to me. But,
tell them to comment on the
page. We can't fit everybody in a body. We know what's right for us. I know exactly what needs that I need. I don't need a woman. I want a woman, but I do know what needs I need feel from a woman. And you can line up everything else, but if you don't line up with those needs, so I'll be honest, what made me truthfully commit to Crystal, she checked all my boxes. Every box. See, I had a box, and no matter what, I promise you, I wasn't going to commit unless my box was checked. I wasn't.
If you don't mind, can you share me just, can you start to interrupt you? Can you share like maybe 3 or 4 things off the box that's not personal that you wouldn't mind sharing?
Okay, well let me put on do not disturb so this thing will stop going off first. Let me do that. Let me get rid of that. Well, this is about to make me mad. Focus, do not disturb, please. All right, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I've had my knee replaced and I've dealt with a lot of health issues, and because of my health issues, that was one of the reasons why my marriage didn't make it before. So with that being said, dating for me was more difficult than normal men because me dating, I don't like to disclose my health issues because I don't want my health issues to ever be a burden on any woman. You know, even though they say until death do us part, health, you know, sickness and health, all that stuff don't look the same when you're in a marriage, and that people don't know what that sickness look like, and they're not able to deal with it. People not ready to deal with it. Everybody's not ready to commit to marriage the way they think they are. Again, when you get up there in front of that person, when you get up there in front of that pastor, and he starts running down those vows, I need you to really listen to him. It's sickness and his health, through richer and for poor. Those things are real. You know, the struggle you have to go through. So, Crystal, again, one of my biggest boxes was women was trying to find out about my health, but they was trying to find out about my sickness just to try to get closer to me to pretend that they cared. A person that truly cares doesn't do that. A person lays low and find out about you on their own, and they show you that. Crystal showed me she cared about my health without me telling her about my health. She was intrigued. She never knew about my health. She found out on her own and went into it. And because of Crystal, I'm getting healthier. And you see what I'm saying? She looked for a solution before she even came into the problem.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I don't need something. See, see, at the end of the day, understand when we ask y'all to marry us, understand our job is definitely to be the provider and protector, because that's what y'all always ask us to be. But I think a lot of women misunderstand what theirs is. You are definitely my helpmate. You are my helpmate. Meaning, what I need the most, in what I'm missing out on, and what I need, where I lack, is where you pick up.
Yeah.
It's where you pick up. You know what? So that was one of the biggest things. The other thing is I love public displays of affection, and I love to be able to lay up and just talk. No sex, just talk. Just be able to sit up and communicate without the sex and everything. And me and Crystal, we just our company, like we just don't get bored. I don't get bored with her. Are you there, Tonya?
I'm here. Can you hear me
okay.
now?
I
My
don't
phone
get
keep
bored with
ringing.
her. So yeah. So another one of my boxes was I had to have again when me and my ex-wife got married, we was young and we got married. It wasn't because of kids or anything. We married because of course what we thought was love, that infatuation when you was younger, and of course we had 3 beautiful kids together, and she definitely was supposed to be my wife and be the mother of my kids. I don't knock up anything she got, but the connection that I was looking for next was the next box that was checked out for me. Our connection was fire, and it's been fire ever since. Like I said, we've been courting and talking to each other now for 2.5 years, and we ain't had no issues at all.
I'm happy for you.
We understand each other. Like we was open and honest with each other. She was still dating openly too. We both was dating openly. She was dating guys, I was dating women. We weren't trying to commit to each other. We didn't have no relationship. We were just seeing each other. Again, we got to know each other as friends. I truly understand what it means to be nude with somebody when I got with Crystal. I had never understood that until I got with Crystal. And people might not overlook that. Yeah, I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking about being nude, being able to tell your partner anything and everything about you, and them not judge you and be there for you.
Right.
That's a hard thing. You can't tell a partner everything sometimes. Some people are not willing to deal with some shit.
Some people can't handle you.
Some stuff. Yeah, some people can't handle the stuff that you're about to put on their plate. They plate that overflows. They plate. They ain't that hungry.
Right.
But so again, like I said, those were 3 big boxes for me. And then I think the biggest box at all, me at our age, if you've ever tasted peace, I never truly tasted peace until last year in April when I went to Miami and I was laying on the beach, and for once in my life I didn't have a care in the world. And I knew what peace looked like. Crystal doesn't ever try to take away from my peace. If anything, she tries to add to my peace.
I love that.
Always wants me to be able to be, I should always be able to be at peace. I shouldn't be stressed about things. She's always making sure that I'm okay. I do the same to her, so it's not one way. Because trust me, I ask her all the time if she's okay. We communicate with each other. We still check in and make sure, hey man, are you sure you committed to the right person? We ask those questions. Because the reality of it is that we're friends first. And what I don't want to ever damage the friendship that we built together.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So
I'm happy for you.
I don't want you women to think that they're not men out here to commit. I don't want you to direct your energies towards somebody that's not willing to commit, that's already looked past you. I want women to stop giving men so much time and energy. Know when that timetable has already gone off. You got to put a timetable in your head. I don't want. I'm gonna be the first one. I'll probably tell them some secrets out there, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Yes, us men know if we want to marry you within 6 months of being with you. If a man tell you he don't, then that man ain't ready for marriage in the first place. Because if I'm ready for marriage, I know what the hell I want. If you line up and you check all my dang boxes, I have nothing else I can argue about. So that's why I committed to Crystal. I'm 48 years old. I'm not getting no older. She's already told me everything. She checked me all the boxes. What I'm going to wait 5 years to ask her to marry me for? And I know she's the woman for me.
I love that. So
that's
when is
the
the
craziest
wedding?
thing in the world that a man can tell you. I want to make sure it's made. As of right now, our date is set for May 6th of next year. We wanted a spring wedding, and plus, I wanted it around my mother's birthday, so I'd have something positive around her birthday because I miss her so much. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the reasons. But But it's I don't want women to sit up here and say, well, he's still trying to make sure we right and this and that. Baby, you've been dating him for 3 years and he ain't committed. He's not gonna commit. There's something in you that he does not see value in to say that you're worth being his wife.
Right. That's good.
I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings, but I don't want you wasting your time either. Find what makes you happy. Find someone who loves you unconditionally. See, again, I don't, Crystal, love that she gives me doesn't say, well, you got to do this, this, and this for me to love you, Tom. No, she loves me unconditionally. If she sees something she don't like, she tells me about it, we move on, we still love each other. Ain't no problem. Ain't no problem. We're grown. We're able to understand. I'm too old to lie anymore. Us men, if y'all still out there lying and telling people and leaving people on, we're too old for that. I'm 48 years old. What in the world what reason do I got to tell a lie? When we was growing up, when we was taught to lie, because that understand, a lie is a talk. Is a taught action. It's not something that you would normally do. When you was taught to lie, you was taught to lie to stay out of trouble. Tonya, who gonna whoop your butt because you go out and do something that you want to do and you grown?
Right.
So why lie? Why lie?
Yeah.
I'm not getting in trouble for being grown and I can do what I want to do because I'm grown and I'm single.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. I like truthful people. Once you're true with me, once you keep it real, then I can determine if I want you in my life or not. I don't need no brother lying to me at 40 and 50-some years old.
And you said, let me ask you, you said something earlier that some men are intimidated by the financial situations these women are in now. But what I mean by that is, being better off now. Is that what you said? I
was saying to some of my clients, they're make high 6 figures, and I even have a couple of clients that are 7 figures, and they can't meet anyone because they said the men, like my client was telling me last week, she was trying online dating, and she was in the chat with this dude. They had talked for a while. And then the dude said, "What do you do for a living?" She said, "I'm a doctor." And immediately when she said, "I'm a doctor," he ended the chat and blocked her. So that was it. Well, so it's like some men are intimidated when women are very successful.
Have you ever watched any of your? Okay, so let me say this, because and again, we're not talking about Kevin Samuel here, but he talked about high-end men. So you're talking about high-end women. That's what I was.
High value, yeah.
And again, people say value. Again, understand, we do not believe in the same value of their money being their value. We don't believe in that as personal. We don't. But when we talk about high value, we talk about people that make good money and are well off and know what they're doing with their life. In other words, their life is not in a struggle. Let's say that. They live a little comfortable in life. When you're dealing with high-end women, I mean, do you ever watch them interact with their men?
No, because they're not talking to their men on the phone with me. I mean, they're getting their hair done. I mean, sometimes they may have a call, but I'm not in these women business, so I would say no, because these women are getting their hair done and leaving.
Okay. Let me say this. My brother, he lives in Padre Island. He's married. He's a stay-at-home dad, and his wife makes dang good money. I have a few friends that's like that. I have a few friends that's wife makes dang good money. A lot of you women, y'all want a alpha male. You want a man that knows what's going on, that know how to handle the house, be that man. I'll be honest with you. Most of my friends, including my brother, are beta men. It's a whole different world when you start making that money because, again, when you make that kind of money, you know your value and you know your worth, and you're not willing to accept anything less than that. A valued man is not going to sit up there and take a woman that's struggling and take the bullshit that come with it. He's not. He don't have to. Excuse my language. But same thing with a valued woman. She should never accept that bull crap that a man puts on her when she knows her, when she first off knows her value, her true value, but also she's well off financially. She's made the good decisions in life to get where she's at.
Right. You're not gonna date, like, I'm not gonna date a brother that's struggling. I'm not gonna do it. I don't care. I'm not doing it. You can speak in tongues.
But let me ask you a question.
Right. Why would
Why
I?
would you?
Right. One thing about this dude I dated back in 2013, 2014 said something to me because I was going through some hard times back then. I was trying to pick myself up back from divorce, and one thing about me, and I'm not bragging, but I've never asked a man for a dime. Okay. Um, One thing he told me, he said, Tonya, we were having a talk, and we were talking about relationships, and he was saying why he would date a woman that's struggling. So at that point in time, we were dating, but we weren't serious. He didn't even think about getting serious with me because he had a lot of money. And he told me, he said, Tanya, one grown person want to take care of another grown person. And I will never forget those words. When you're grown, you don't want to take, like, we built stuff up when we were in our 20s. That's when okay, baby, let's rub some dimes together like Flo Evans and stuff, James Evans. But it's a whole nother game when and I'm not saying a brother got to make 7 figures and 350, 400,000. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if somebody can't even, keep their lights on, if they can't put gas in their vehicle, if they can't, just stuff like that. Like you should, like you said, Kevin Samuel said, Kevin Samuel said stuff like, you shouldn't be forced dating men like that and women like that shouldn't be dating. It's not just one sided. You shouldn't date. You should work on yourself.
Oh yeah, I agree. But I don't think a woman should be paying for a date anyway. I'm old school. I don't think a woman should be paying for a date anyway. You know what I'm saying? Me and Chris are in a relationship. She take me out. That's two different things. But me trying to date and court her, that's my job. I was grown in the old school where you court, and then
Right.
one of my things my grandfather always said. My grandfather always said the reason why him and my grandmother were married for 60 years because he ain't never started to stop courting her since he got with her.
Right. And that's it, Thomas. And I gotta go in a minute because the Mavericks game starting in a minute, and I gotta eat before I can go across.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch it too. I'm gonna watch it. Trust me, I'm gonna watch it too.
Right. So I want to say this last thing, and I'm gonna let you and Crystal watch the game. But what? Oh God, I lost my train of thought. What was we just saying about courting? That's what I was about to say.
Always courting your mate.
These Negroes ain't courting women no more. They trying to pull the panties down. They trying to have sex.
Well, let me ask you. Can I truly ask you a question as a woman, because you're a woman in this society, in this day and age where women definitely use their body and their beauty and other things to try to gain wealth and other things in this world. Do you believe that a lot of that has to play with what's going on in social media and what you see on Facebook every day with these women showing their bodies like that? I mean, we're getting access to stuff that we didn't get access to 20 years ago.
That's what it is. It's like,
and we're able to see it on a regular basis. I mean, the media world is ruining us, and it's ruining us both ways. Let's think about it. It's no different. They're putting now they're starting to put men as much as sex symbols as anything else. They put half naked men on Facebook all day long. You know what I'm saying?
Feel like,
and now, and watch this, and you see and not you, but women your age, they see a half naked man that look good on there, and that's what they see, and that's what they want. But that's not what you're gonna see every day in this world. If you want a valued man, he's not gonna be on there doing it. If you want a man that has standards and is gonna protect you and provide for you, he's not on there doing it.
Right.
You're looking at the wrong one. If those are the men that you're looking for, you're looking at the one. I'm not talking about you. I know you ain't looking for no man like that. I already know you. I already know you.
You know I ain't doing that.
He better bring the Bible with him. If
he better bring the Bible.
For a day, he ain't getting anything. You know
and
what I'm saying?
I was just telling a young man like that.
Too.
Right. But that's the thing, is like I was telling the brother yesterday, as a matter of fact. I said, if a man does not have a walk with God and a prayer life, I don't care how fine he is. I don't care if he drives a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, and a Bentley. I don't care if he does not have a relationship with God. He can't love me the way he can't love me the way I need to be loved, because God is love. And if he don't have a relationship with God, if he out there, burning sage to get spirits out of his house, and he praying every night to the moon, the stars, and the universe, he's not the man for me. I'm a woman of God, and I want to date a man with godly principles. That's what I'm looking for. And like I said,
let me say this to the men out there. The biggest thing that I can say, because I'll be honest with you, people ask me all the time. They say to you, because if you ever failed in marriage, you feel pretty down low. You feel like you failed at something for real.
Really.
And the biggest thing Wait, you made me. I lost my train of thought just then. What were you just saying a while ago?
No, we were talking about, you was talking about in marriage. I was talking about I want a godly man, a man with godly principles.
Oh yeah. Well, I say this. One of the reasons why me and my first wife was supposed to be married is because her uncle and her was the reason why I accepted God as my Lord, accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. So I feel like, they say, well, do you feel like you wasted? No, I definitely didn't waste my time. I definitely, like, I had three beautiful kids, and inside that, I became a man who was saved. Might not be at church every day, but trust me, I have godly standards. No
Yeah,
matter how much no matter what you got to say, I gotta have deep godly standards.
you have a
You know
relationship
what I'm
with the
saying?
Lord.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Men, if you're over 30 and you done been through something in this life and you still don't believe in God, I don't know what to tell you. I lived my whole life and I've seen so many miracles because of prayer and other things. Not because one of us went out and made something happen, because He made something happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And over our life, we should understand that He's there. And with that, we should definitely learn some principles. Again, I don't believe 100% in the Bible because there's some contradiction stories inside there, and there's a lot of things inside there. But I believe in Jesus Christ and God. I know they existed. I know Jesus Christ was sent here to die for my sins. So with that being said, I don't have to know anything else. I don't need to work. I know my pastor knows how to break down the right scriptures for me. I know who I need to go to. I don't need to look to any other man. That's why I said when I talk to people about religion, I watch who I talk to. I know who I'm supposed to go to. I know who God put in my place to direct me, so I understand His word. But at the end of the day, man, there's no way you can expect a woman to submit to you, and there's no way you can lead a house if you don't have God. I'm just gonna be honest.
Right,
I
because
tried. I'm a man who
the
tried.
it's God,
Because I
husband,
lost my
wife.
connection with God is the reason why I lost my house. And I'll be honest with you, until I got my house back in order, I wasn't able to receive everything God was giving me. So with that being said, the story that got me saved in the first place was Job. Job's story is what her uncle had me read when I was still lost out there in the world,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a story that's always stuck with me. But I also believe it stuck with me because I lived the Job story. I lost
You
everything,
had that, yeah.
and now I'm in Job's restoration stage where
Yes.
God is blessing me 10 times more. Like I said, if you don't know God, get to know Him. If you
Amen.
also get to know God, He'll also send you the woman that you need. What I mean by
Yeah.
that, people say send you the woman. Yeah, she will be presented to you. She'll stand out in the crowd. You don't have to worry about that. I truly believe that. I made some commitments to God when I was going through my stress time after I went through my divorce. Because again, failure is something that's real. But one of my commitments to God was every day I would definitely share His word, because that's something I never done before. Um, and I share it every day, because the reality of it is that that's the only thing we got. That's the only thing we got. Our works here on earth is what gives us our rewards in heaven.
Only what you
So
do for Christ will
if you don't have
last.
if you're not doing no work for Him, then it's not worth it. So if you're out here dating and you're out here dating without no spiritual head over you, or some kind of something leading you, then you're dating for stupid reasons, to be honest with you, because you have to have that spiritual head to tell you where you need to lead this woman.
Because it is
You
the
have
order
to.
of the house is, I agree, God first. God is the head, it's God, and then husband, wife, and then children. And I believe that you have to depend on God in times like this. You can't do it yourself, because God is going to lead the man to the wife. The Bible says a man who findeth a wife findeth a
You will
good
make
thing and obtains favor from the Lord. So that means that
yeah.
the Proverbs 31 woman must be a wife before she meets her husband. And then he's going to recognize that, because he has a relationship with God, and God's going to show him her characteristics.
And then before I go, one of the biggest things I need ladies to understand is, with that being said, I need y'all to understand if y'all are those Proverbs type of woman that she just spoke about, because a lot of y'all say that a man ain't willing to commit to you and willing to commit to that. Guess what? If you didn't show me a Proverbs woman,
Come on
I'm
in
not
here.
committing.
Right up on the table at restaurants
So with
twerking.
that
That ain't
being
no,
said,
yeah,
before all of y'all blaming all on the men, y'all might want to go look in the mirror right quick and
yeah,
make sure that you measure up to what God is asking you
right.
to be too. Because the
Mm-hmm.
reality of it is, he has a job that he has to play, but you have a role that you have to play, and it's called helpmate. And
Help
you need to
me.
understand what that man needs help on it. And some things you might not totally agree on, but God said you have to help him anyway.
Yeah, you got to be the helpmate. That's
Bottom
good.
line.
That's good. So,
So again, Tonya, I'm glad we got on here together because, like I said, we
finally,
finally got to get on
right?
here.
Finally.
One day we're gonna get you on our podcast. You got to come out your realm just a little bit. We ain't gonna go hard, but you got to come on over there because again, we do like to hear it from the spiritual side. Again, I have nothing wrong with people that's because I am religious. I do believe in God. Again, I don't like tell everybody all the time. Just don't believe 100% in the Bible. You're not gonna tell me what was written by man is more important than what God's word is. God words make common sense to me. His stuff makes sense. I should not kill my neighbor. I should not have sex out of wedlock. I should not commit adultery. Those things those are common sense things to me. See, all God's standards are common sense. Man's standards don't make sense. So I just need people to understand that. If anybody don't agree, integrity is something that God built, and a lot of men don't have it. And I tell you women that all the time. As soon as you see a man don't have integrity, run for the hills. Run for the hills. A lot of y'all don't. And what I mean by that is, if he don't do, if people think integrity means doing what's right when nobody's looking, meaning when nobody's around, the only person can see you is God. That means nobody know you did it wrong, but God does. That's the only person, you and God. You know what I'm saying? If you do it right when only you and him around, and you could have took a shortcut, you got integrity.
Yeah.
You got integrity.
Yeah.
So just understand that. Hey y'all, man, we had fun with y'all, but we can go watch this game.
Let's go watch his Mavericks.
Tanya, you still can cook. Me and my wife will eat your food. We eat food.
Okay.
She
We have
loves
to have.
to eat. She just don't like to cook. She like to drink the wine. Wine cook.
Okay. Well, you just put that apron on for her and just make us some breakfast in bed and do all that good stuff for your wife. Wow.
All right,
congratulations. Congratulations to you and Crystal. Thank you for this. Let's go Mavericks.
No problem. Nothing but love, girl.